All right, a good day once again, my great people. I believe so strongly that this channel has been of help to you in one way or the other. I believe it's, helping you to get better in whichever way you found some of the videos we've put out there just for your benefit. And today we're going to be having it differently, just as the little switch we started adding to this channel, which is to bring people, with wisdom, with knowledge. You got a wonderful perception about life, and they presenting things from their own view in order for them as well to be a blessing to you, to be a benefit to you. Because the thing is, the more you get exposed to the wealth of knowledge that people ask, the better your life becomes. So with me today in this wonderful space is Josh. Josh, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you. Josh happens to be a very good friend, a work colleague. He happens to be a team member as well. We are doing wonderful things together. And I felt, he has a kind of beautiful wealth of knowledge regarding the topic we're going to be looking at shortly. And so today, basically, the topic before us is mental health. Mental health. I believe if there is any sensitive subject in our world today, is mental health to be part of the first 10, because it's a major thing. A lot of people, including myself, including himself, going through stuff. We just need that mental stability. And I think it's a good time to bring this kind of topic, for the benefit of others that are going to watch this video. So Josh, I'm going to be asking him some questions about mental health. He's going to be responding, just sharing his wealth of knowledge regarding that topic. And from there, I believe you guys are going to find one thing or the other to benefit from what Josh is going to be saying. So welcome once again, Josh, into the space. So the first question I'm going to be throwing across to Josh this morning is, Josh, what exactly does mental health means to you?
So mental health to me is I look at what is mental health. Mental health is much like physical health. You have good mental health, same as you have good physical health. You have poor mental health, same as you have poor physical health. It's a sliding scale, and you can have poor mental health without being mentally ill, same as you can have poor physical health without physically having an illness or an ailment such as like a broken leg.
Thank you very much. That's a beautiful one. From what Josh have said, that mental health has a whole lot to do with your whole life, not just one part of yourself. And he said you can be fine in some area and you are not fine in some area. So the summary is just saying that mental health, a good mental health is talking about you being in a good, proper stability in your life. So I think this should help you, All right. So Josh, can you explain the difference between everyday stress and struggling with mental health and clinical illness? Let me repeat that question again for the purpose of our audience. I said, can you explain the difference between everyday stress, struggling with mental health, and clinical illness?
So everyday stress will be factors such as home life, work life. That will have an impact on your mental well-being. However, this is different to mental illness in the sense of mental illness is in a clinical sense where it's a biological imbalance in the brain of the chemicals that help to regulate your mental well-being.
Okay, so the next question I would like to ask in order for you to really drive home that point you're making is, can somebody be, can somebody be stressed work-wise, home-wise, and still have a good mental health?
Absolutely. You can be under stress from home or work life, which will impact your mental well-being, but there are steps that you can take to then improve your mental well-being. So you may be under stress, but you can still be in a position of good mental well-being.
Beautiful. So the next question I'm going to be throwing across to Josh is, Josh, how do you think cultural or societal difference influences how people, perceive, discuss, or seek help for mental health challenges? What I mean by that question is, I think there are cultural barriers that doesn't give people the freedom to be able to talk to people about how mentally stressed they are, how mentally unstable they are. So how do you think the culture has contributed to that? People, walking up to other people, oh, help me, I need help,
So within some societies and some cultures, there is still very much a stigma around mental health, and that stigma can make it very, very difficult for individuals that are struggling to go and seek the support that they need, because the fear of being ostracized from their communities and the society around them.
Beautiful. That's a very good one. And before we leave that, how do you think people can overcome that? Like, is there a possibility of people still being able to walk around that and still seek the help that they need in their life?
I believe so. I don't think it's an easy path, but by having open conversations about mental health is a really good way of breaking down that stigma. Even if it's something as simple as, oh, you know what, Addy, I'm not doing too good today. My brain's just, I'm just a bit down, a bit blue. It's opening that conversation and showing people that it is okay to not be okay.
Wow, I love that. So do you hear that? It's okay for not to be okay. So seek help. You're not alone. So another thing I would like to add to that is the fact that I think people who are going through this mental instability, they think they're alone. What do you have to say to that?
When you're going through a period of poor mental health, it can feel really isolating. But the important thing to know is that actually you're not the only one that's there. I believe, off the top of my head, I think it's one in 4 people struggle with their mental health. So if you're struggling, I can guarantee you now that there'll be somebody that that is also in a similar situation that may be too scared to speak out. So being open can start that conversation.
That's a beautiful one. That's just the truth. So it's important that you get to know that you are not alone. In fact, there is nothing that can really kill someone more than to think that this situation you are in right now, you are just the only one going through it. It's so overwhelming. I think I've been with some people. I've been in a place, in fact, personally as well, I felt like, it's like I'm alone. I don't think nobody's ever going through this particular thing I'm going through. And that's the biggest lie of the century. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you get to know, just as Josh has rightly said, you are not alone. Seek for help. There are helps that are there. You'll be surprised a lot of people that are willing to help you. Seek that help, okay? All right. The next question I'm going to be asking Josh is, of course, we've had a lot of things about how therapy has been a great help to people, some of us who are going through this, who are probably in this state of poor mental health. So I'm going to ask you, Josh, do you think therapy is necessary or is a necessity when it comes to combating a poor mental health?
Therapy is definitely a key part of combating mental health. It's because of mental health is a spectrum. There is no one fits all answer. There are multiple different types of therapy. Some people react well to certain therapies. Other people react badly to different therapies as well. It's certainly, if you've got a period of poor mental well-being due to stresses, it is certainly something that can help. And even when you're going through something clinical, if you've got a clinical mental illness, it can certainly help you find coping strategies. So yeah, it's definitely helpful. And recently as well, there's been a lot of development in the therapy route where you've got your traditional, your CBTs, your EMDRs, your talking therapies, but also now you're starting to find that GPs are prescribing what's called a green prescription, which is encouraging people now to get outside because they're realizing that the outdoors is hugely beneficial to mental health, and especially here on the south coast with both the New Forest National Park and the South Downs so close, it's a hugely beneficial resource that I think we're only starting to explore the benefits of.
So what you're saying with that last line of your submission is how therapeutic going out can be at times, you know, how helpful it can be. So a lot of people, and I also realize that people who are having this mental health, who are challenging their mental health and all of that, they tend to want to stay indoor. That they want to just stay indoor, stay away from people. What do you have to say to people like that?
So I mean, it's a fact of life with the way life is now. You wake up in the morning at home, you get in your car, you drive to work, you sit in an office all day, you get in your car, you drive back home. So people don't get outside, and the fresh air it provides that reset away from the stresses of life. And when you may be struggling with your mental well-being and you want to isolate, it's really important that you don't. Now, that may seem counterintuitive to what your brain's telling you, but as we've discussed, poor mental well-being, your brain's not doing too well. So if your brain's not doing well, it's telling you, I need something. And it's about listening to what your brain's telling you.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Josh, for that. So to wrap up this session with Josh, the final closing question I'm just going to be throwing across to him is, so Josh, what would be your final advice for people who are probably struggling with mental health? So issue, maybe unhealthy mental health. Yeah. What would be your...
So anyone that's struggling with their mental well-being or their mental health, it's important to know that you are not alone. It may feel like you're the only one going through this, but you're really not. Speak out, check up on your friends as well. Ask them, Addy, are you okay? Give your friends that time to respond, and then ask again, are you sure you're okay? And that's kind of saying to them, I'm here, I want to listen. And for those that are struggling, there are options. So you get in contact with your GPs, the mental health teams, but also there's charities out there, Samaritans. It's a number you can call, and there's just someone there to listen and not to judge.
That's a beautiful one. So thank you so much once again, Josh. I think it's a whole lot, and I believe you guys are going to be able to pick one or two things from this video. It's going to be helpful to you. Just try and listen, soak it in over and over again. Pick all the things that were cited that can be of help to you in order for you to get better in your health and your mental health. And until next time, this is your boy. Thank you so much once again for coming around, Josh. I appreciate you. We'll see you again. Thank you, guys.